Hey everyone, it's Megan here from Meghan Makes Do, and today I'm going to show you how to make the Aveline rug. For this rug, we are using Lion Brand's Lazy Days, which is kind of like a chainette constructed yarn that is stuffed with like fiber fill, so it kind of feels like a little bit like a cord, but it's super soft and squishy. It's a weight 4 and you get 179 yards in each skein, and it's machine wash and dryable, which is great for a rug, so you can just throw it in the wash and then put it in the dryer anytime that it needs to get cleaned. You'll also need a 5mm crochet hook for this tutorial, and you can find full details on how much yardage you'll need and any other supplies in the description below. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to start our rug, we're going to be actually holding 2 strands of yarn together. So you'll want to start off with 2 full skeins of yarn, pull each one out so you have a starting end. And then we're going to go ahead and make a magic ring. And then we're going to chain 1. And throughout this pattern, we're going to be using a chainless double crochet to start all of our rounds. So in order to do that, we're going to work into our magic ring, draw up a loop, and work a single crochet. Then going into these left loops here of the beginning, like the front part of our single crochet, we yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through both loops. So this is what your first stitch will look like, and that is how we're going to start every single round. So now you want to make 11 double crochets into that magic ring, so you have a total of 12 stitches. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 stitches total. So I have my beginning chainless double crochet and 11 more double crochets. Then pull on the end of your magic ring to tighten up. And then again, another thing that we're going to do a little bit differently is to help us have more of an invisible join and like a seamless look. We're going to pull our hook out of our working loop, insert it into the first stitch from the back of the work to the front of the work. Then put the loop back on your hook, kind of pull it tight and draw it through to the back. Then you'll just have to move your working yarn to the back of your hook. Like this, we can pull our magic ring a little bit tighter. But that's how we will be joining each round. So for the next round, we're going to start again with that chainless double crochet. So work a single crochet into that same stitch as your join. Insert your hook under those 2 left loops. Yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops. So there's 1 stitch. Now we want to work another double crochet into that same stitch, and then 2 double crochet into each stitch all the way around. So we'll end with 24 stitches in round 2. Here's our last 2 stitches. And then again, we're going to do that special join. So take your hook out of your working loop, insert it from back to front into that first stitch. Put the loop back on your hook, kind of pull it tight, and then draw it through to the back. Then take your working yarn, make sure it's in the back of your work. And now for this pattern, we want to keep this nice round circle. And sometimes when working in the round like this, where if you stack your increases, you can kind of get more of a geometric shape with like flat sides and corners. So we're going to be staggering our increases. And so to do that, to start round 3, again, work your chainless double crochet. Then in the next stitch, we'll work 2 double crochet. So there's our increase. Then 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet in the next. And repeat that all the way around. Okay, so we're working these last 2 double crochet in that last stitch. And then again, join. And then move your working yarn to the back. Okay, so round 4 is our first bead stitch round. So we're also going to be increasing during this round. You'll notice that when we work the 3 double crochets and then wrap around there with the bead stitch, that we actually end up with 4 stitches at the end, which is what we want for this next round. So we're going to start again with that chainless double crochet. And then we want to double crochet into that same stitch. That's our increase. Double crochet into the next stitch. And then we're going to work a bead stitch around these 3 stitches. Now, because if we were to try to do it all the way around, it would just slip right off. So since we have this chainless double crochet here, you kind of want to work into this space here, kind of like if you look on the side, it looks like a little bit of like a chain stitch. So work your bead stitch into that spot for this first one, because that's going to help keep it secure. So you yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, drop a loop 3 times, then yarn over and draw through all but these last 2 loops on your hook. It can be a little tricky since we're working double stranded. You want to make sure you have 4 strands left on your hook, and then yarn over and draw through both loops. So there's our bead stitch. We're going to skip the next stitch and increase in the next. So when I say increase, I'm talking about double crocheting 2 times into the same stitch. Then work 1 double crochet, and then we want to bead stitch around these 3 double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook and draw up a loop around those stitches, yarn over, insert your hook behind, wrap around, pull up a loop, and 1 more time. Then yarn over and draw through all but 1 loop, which basically means these 2 strands here. Then yarn over and draw through both loops on your hook, skip the next stitch, and then we're just going to repeat that all the way around. So I'll show you again. Skip this stitch, increase, so 2 double crochet in the same stitch, then double crochet 1, then work a bead stitch around all 3 of those stitches. Yarn over, draw through all loops on your hook, skip the next stitch. So work your bead stitches all the way around, ending at the end here. You'll skip this last stitch and you should have 12 bead stitches at the end. Okay, so we've made it back around. We skip this last stitch and then again work our special join to finish. And then bring our working yarn to the back. And you'll notice that after these bead stitch rounds, your rug is going to want to kind of curl up on the ends, but I promise that after we work the next few solid double crochet rounds, it will start to flatten out. So we're going to work our chainless double crochet into that same stitch as the join. And then for round 5, we also want to work 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Then we're going to increase, so work 2 double crochet in the same stitch. And then double crochet for 3. And then we just repeat that with the increase, double crochet for 3 all the way around until we have 2 stitches remaining. Okay, so that's my last repeat. I have 2 stitches left. We're going to increase, so work 2 double crochet in the same stitch, and then double crochet in that last stitch. And then we're going to join, and you should have 60 stitches at the end of round 5. Okay, so for round 6, start with that chainless double crochet again. And then we're going to work a double crochet into that same stitch. And then we want to double crochet 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you'll notice that every other round we're doing increases in that first stitch and then kind of repeating that around, but then the other rounds we're going to kind of space the increases out as we go. So we're making them kind of go back and forth, and that's going to keep our nice round shape and keep us from having any angles. So just repeat this. You're going to increase, and then double crochet for 4. And repeat that all the way around for round 6. Okay, so we're at the last few stitches here. And then we can join to that first stitch like we normally do. And then for round 7, we're going to alternate those increases. So start with a chainless double crochet. And then double crochet for 2. And then we're going to increase. So sometimes you will have those knots in here. I'm just going to go ahead and keep going since the knot will kind of be on the back side and kind of be covered up. But you can also cut the knots out. It's kind of a personal preference, whatever you prefer. But just in case you come across knots in your work, that's what it will look like. So we're increasing, and then we want to double crochet for 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So repeat those stitches, your increase and then your 5 double crochet. Repeat that all the way around until you have 3 stitches remaining. Okay, so we have 3 stitches remaining. We're going to increase and then work 2 double crochet to finish up round 7. And then we'll join. and bring our working yarn to the back. Okay, so for round 8, it's another unique round. This is where we're going to be placing some holes. So we're going to start by chaining 1 and working a chainless double crochet. And then we want to work a double crochet into that same stitch. This is our increase. Then we want to chain 2, skip 2, double crochet for 2. So 1 double crochet and then 2 double crochet. Chain 2, skip 2, increase. Okay, so we're going to repeat from here. So the chain 2, skip 2, double crochet 2, chain 2, skip 2, increase. We want to repeat that all the way around until we have 6 stitches remaining. So we're always going to have those 2 double crochets in between our holes, but sometimes it will just be 2 double crochets, so 1 double crochet in each stitch, and sometimes it will be our increase stitch. So go ahead and continue working until you have 6 stitches remaining. Okay, so I have 6 stitches left. I already did my chain 2. We're going to skip 2 and then work a double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. And then we want to chain 2, skip 2, and then join. So be careful with this one. Make sure that you draw up a longer loop just so that those chain stitches don't accidentally come out while you're doing your join. Then kind of, oops, I missed a loop. Oh no. Okay, make sure it gets through both loops before pulling tight and pulling it to the back to join. Okay, so we're basically going to be repeating these 8 rounds. And again, it's going to want to kind of bundle up on you. But when you do those double crochet rounds, it will flatten out, and we're going to be blocking this when we're all done. So, but I will show you round 9. So we're going to be doing another 3 solid double crochet rounds, then a bead stitch round, solid double crochet rounds, then the round with the spaces in between. And we're just repeating that out until we've gotten to the right size, sorry. So make sure that you are following along with the written pattern, which you can find for free on my blog as a PDF in my shop, or if you have the complete kit from Lion Brand Yarn, it comes with all the yarn you need plus a digital copy of the pattern. So each round's going to be worked a little bit differently, but I'm not going to show you every single round. That would make this video extremely long and hard to see once the rug gets pretty big. But just know we're repeating these 8 rounds. You're just going to be increasing each round as you go. So for round 9, we start again with our chainless double crochet. And then we want to work 3 double crochet. So you'll see that I have 1 here, and then these 2 chain stitches are also counting as those stitches. So I like to work around those chains. So that was 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to increase into the next one. And then double crochet for 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we just repeat that all the way around until we have 4 stitches remaining. So do your increase, double crochet for 7, all the way around until 4 stitches remain. Okay, so these are the last 2 stitches of our last repeat, and we should have 4 stitches remaining. So we're going to work an increase in the next stitch, and then double crochet for 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And at the end of round 9, we should have 108 double crochet. And then we want to join. And we're ready to continue on. So like I said, we're going to be doing 3 solid double crochet rounds, then a bead stitch round, 3 more solid double crochet rounds, and then a round with the holes in it. And we just repeat that over and over. So follow along with the written pattern, and once you have it to the right size and you've gotten through all of your rounds, I'll meet you back here and show you how to do the border. Okay, so I just finished round 28, which is a bead stitch round, and now we're ready to finish off the edge of our rug. So I've already joined, and I want to chain 1, and what we're going to do is a forward crab stitch. So typically crab stitch is done while you're kind of single crochet going backwards instead of forwards, but there's a nice way of doing it where you don't have to go backwards. I find it a little bit easier. So we're going to insert our hook into that same stitch as the join, yarn over and pull up a loop, so we have 2 loops on our hook, and then we want to twist our hook all the way around, yarn over and draw through those loops on our hook. And then we just repeat that all the way around. So insert your hook as if to single crochet, draw up a loop, turn your hook, yarn over, and draw through those 2 loops on your hook carefully so that they don't come off. So again, insert your hook, yarn over, draw up a loop, twist your hook around, yarn over, draw through both loops on the hook, making sure we get all the way through. So what that's going to do is kind of give us this little twisted edge. It's going to be like a nice thick edge that gives a nice finished border to our rug. So I'm going to go ahead and work up a few more stitches so you can see what that edging will actually look like. Okay, so you can see that's what our border will look like. It kind of goes around the edge, giving it a nice finished look. So you just continue to work the forward crab stitch all the way around till you've reached this last stitch here. Okay, so we made it all the way around, and we want to fasten off, leaving a long tail, and then pull our loop all the way through, and then using a blunt tapestry needle, we want to thread our end on, and then we want to join it to our first crab stitch, just about like that, so we get like a nice even edge, and then we can weave in any ends that we have, and we're ready for blocking our new Aveline rug.